For families facing multiple legal issues, Family Court provides referrals to mediators, counselors, or classes that may help families reach their own acceptable resolutions without having a judge make the decision for them. The judge becomes the last resort if there is no resolution. However, when the parties cannot reach a negotiated settlement and must go to a court hearing, Family Court arranges to have one judge hear every issue involving that family, whether it is a divorce, custody of a child, or a juvenile neglect, abuse, or delinquency case. A major goal of Family Court is to consolidate all of the family's legal issues before a single district court judge or team of judges that has been assigned to the family. Family Court case coordinators work with the judges and the parties of attorneys to assign and manage multiple court issues or cases so that all of the family's legal issues are scheduled and heard before the same assigned judge or team of judges for the life of the legal matter.
What kind of cases does Family Court handle?
Cases assigned to Family Court include juvenile delinquency charges, neglect and abuse charges, termination of parental rights and adoptions, domestic violence, child custody and visitation rights, divorce and related financial issues like child support, alimony, or equitable distribution of property, abortion consent waivers, fraternity, involuntary commitments, and guardianship.
Now to move on to our main subject.
How effective is Family Court?
The client came to us because he wanted help with his family court application to have the children come and live with him as quickly as possible. The mother's mental health issues had deteriorated significantly. She'd been assaulting the children and she'd even attempted suicide on several occasions in front of them. However, she refused to let the children go to live with the father. The Department for Child Protection advised the father to make an application to the family court. The client was not eligible for legal aid because he had an income. However, he didn't have enough money to be able to afford a private lawyer. We considered that his case had merit because the children were at risk, and also he himself was vulnerable because he was illiterate, so we agreed to help him. This involved helping him with his family court documents and representing him in court. There was the first court date and then a case assessment conference, which we also attended with him. As a result of the concerns he raised and all the documentation we helped him with, and also that he raised in court, the mother agreed to the children living with him and family court orders were made accordingly.
Thank you. Yeah, okay.
The children are now living very happily with the father and spending regular time with their mother in a safe environment.
What's the concept of a trial?
And to answer that, we're going to ask Stephen Vidmore.
Yeah.
It's not just about hearing the evidence, because you know what? The evidence could be delivered in written form, it could be delivered videotaped, but the judge needs to and wants to, for the purposes of the administration of justice to properly work, assess the character of the parties. And how do they do that? They do that when they're on the witness stand, the way they talk, their body language, their eye contact. Some judges use certain rules, like if a person isn't making eye contact, what are they really hiding? Or if the person is making too much eye contact, they're hiding something. And then what about when the spouse isn't testifying, when they're just sitting at the table? If they're throwing their pen on the counter, if they're going,
This is a picture of the typical family courtroom that you will usually see.
I set aside an entire morning each week to hear temporary restraining order cases. Unfortunately, we are unable to hear each of these cases at length. This is true throughout the state. As a result, I have to rely heavily on what I read on the forms the parties file. My job is to be sure that the court's rules are followed, that everyone is heard, and that I carefully consider the issues presented and make a decision that reasonably protects the parties from future violence. If there are children, I try to find ways to protect the child's well-being and safety while continuing a relationship with each parent.
Social media networks such as these are supporting evidence in family court cases.
How effective do you think family court is?
Wait, I just recorded it. I'm gonna try not to. A major goal.
Just get back to where you were. I don't care if you're taller than me.
But can you move it over a little bit this way? Because your head is like all in my camera. No, the computer over there.
Oh, okay. In this bigger. No, stop playing. How do you stop this?
You don't see that button right there?
Oh, I'm sorry.